Brooklyn style, except no substitutes. Perspective. Queen of code. Yo, so picture this. The timeline is still kinda twitchy after that whole fractured echo mess. My girl Keisha and her code LYSMs had to go on a temporal scavenger hunt to spring me from that deep freeze Wraith put me in. Turns out, Wraith, that data dreg, and his shadow faction, didn't just ice me. They went and sabotaged the Guardian's main ride, the Kronos Cutter, leaving Kronos and the B-team stranded in some god's forsaken glacier in 2010 Alaska. Cold move, Wraith. Real cold. But see, even when this queen is on ice, her code is always running. While Keisha was doing her Southern Belle Jung-ju rescue mission in Brooklyn 4040, and I was leaving digital breadcrumbs in the city's soundtrack like a true diva, my boy Glitch was cooking up something special. When Keisha's crew finally busted in and we did the ol' switcheroo, Wraith and his goons didn't just teleport away with an empty prize. Nah, son. They beamed out with a custom-coded Trojan Horse, courtesy of Glitch, burrowed deep in their escape route. A little parting gift from yours truly, programmed to unleash a world of hurt on their precious shadow faction network. That, my darlings, was the seed of Revenge.exe. Wraith probably thought he was slick, getting away with me. Please. He was carrying his own digital doom, a multi-stage virus that was about to go full on cyberpandemic on his entire operation. Stage 1. Pure, unadulterated chaos. A little something to let him know the Queen sends her regards. But that was just the opening act. See, while Wraith was busy trying to patch his firewalls and figure out why his whole network was singing off key, my Trojan Horse was getting comfortable. It was mapping his entire shadow infrastructure, learning his dirty little secrets, sniffing out every vulnerability. Think of it as a long-term investment in payback. This wasn't just about getting even for the ice nap or the stranded Guardians. This was about sending a message across all data streams. You don't cross the Queen of Code. Period. My code LYSMs were primed. The other Guardians were probably itching for some action after being stuck playing Eskimo. Tempest was likely vibrating with anticipation, Kenji sharpening his blades with that silent intensity, and even Kronos, in his perpetually constipated temporal way, probably nodded in approval. When that Trojan Horse finally pinged, signaling it found the heart of Wraith's Little Roach Motel or a weakness too juicy to ignore, that was the green light. Revenge.exe was compiled, debugged, and ready to run wild. We weren't just gonna crash his party. We were gonna delete his whole damn playlist. And trust, when the Queen orchestrates a takedown, it's a masterpiece of digital destruction with a Brooklyn beat you won't forget. Word up. Alright, listen up, my digital divas and temporal titans, 'cause the Queen of Code is about to drop some serious intel. Pull up a pixel and pay attention. Saga. Revenge.exe. Chapter 1. Trojan Horse. Perspective. Queen of Code. Yo, so the data streams have been buzzing, right? My little Trojan Horse, the one Glitch so expertly slipped into Wraith's pathetic excuse for a network back during that whole code and drip fiasco in Brooklyn 4040, has been doing its homework. That ain't no surprise. When I plant a seed, it grows into a damn digital Venus flytrap, ready to snap. Wraith and his shadow faction clowns thought they were slick, giving Keisha and the rest of the Guardians the runaround, sabotaging the Kronos Cutter, and leaving my main crew stranded in some icy backwater timeline. They even had the nerve to think they could put me on ice. Big mistake. Huge. While they were busy congratulating themselves, my Trojan, that beautiful little virus, was nestling in, getting cozy with their core systems. It wasn't just about that initial doom payload we sent with them. Nah, that was just the appetizer, a lil something to scramble their data and make 'em sweat. The real 5-course meal of revenge was still cooking. For months, that digital sleeper agent of mine has been live streaming Wraith's entire operation straight to my console, mapping his impenetrable shadow network. Please, it was about as secure as a public Wi-Fi hotspot in Times Square. It learned all his dirty little secrets, every pathetic attempt at a firewall, every whispered digital conversation. Think of it as the ultimate backstage pass to their downfall. And just now, ping. My console lit up brighter than the Las Vegas Strip. My Trojan, bless its malicious little code, hit the jackpot. It ain't just some random server location, darlings. It's the heart of the beast, the central nervous system of Wraith's whole janky operation. A hidden nexus, a digital den of vipers, just begging for a system-wide fumigation. I can practically hear Tempest crackling with anticipation already. 274. Kenji's probably polishing his katana with that unnerving calm of his. Wildcard and her remix crew are likely bouncing off the walls, ready to make it weird. Even Chronos, in his own time is a flat circle, and I've already seen this pathetic outcome, kinda way, will probably give a stiff nod of approval. So, here's the download. My Trojan Horse ain't just a rumor, it's a confirmed infiltration. It's been deep undercover, laying low, collecting intel like a digital pack rat. And now, it's showtime. We got the location of Wraith's main server, the core of his shadow faction, and a direct pipeline into his command structure. Wraith thought he could play in the big leagues? He's about to find out what happens when you try to outsmart the Queen of Code. This ain't just about getting even for Alaska or Brooklyn. This is about a hostile takeover, a system reformat he won't recover from. Revenge.exe is compiled, it's loaded, and it's about to go live. Any questions, or are we all ready to make this data dreg regret the day he ever learned to type? Saga. Revenge.exe. Chapter 2. Operation Payback. Remix Edition. Perspective. Queen of Code. So, the Trojan Horse did its dirty work, and now we got Wraith's coordinates on lock. But before we go busting down his digital doors, we need to make sure our own house is in order. That means team assignments, and I've made a few executive decisions. Call it a remix, darlings. My code LYSMs? Still the backbone of this operation. Glitch, Byte, Synthwave, my digital delinquents, you know your roles. You're gonna be the ghosts in Wraith's machine, making his life a living firewall nightmare. Digital infiltration, data siphoning, turning his own tech against him. The usual, standard operating procedure for the best damn code slingers in any timeline. Kenji and Flowing Steel, you're still our go-to for when things get uncomfortably three-dimensional. Kenji, that blade of yours better be sharp. Lyra, keep those portals poppin'. Orion, you see all, you know all. Keep us one step ahead of any temporal traps. Origami Flow, I expect some beautiful and brutally effective spatial restructuring. You're the cleanup crew for any meatbags Wraith might have gardened his precious servers. Now, for Wildcard's remix crew, this is where things get a lil spicy. Wildcard, you're still point on operation. Make it weird. Aethelrita, darlin', your art flow is gonna be key for misdirection and psychological warfare. Make 'em see things that ain't there. Question their own optical sensors. Echo Light, those minor paradoxes are still on the menu. Keep 'em guessing. But we're benching Chrono Shift and Entropy's canvas for this run. No offense, but their particular brands of chaos are a lil, too unpredictable for this specific brand of surgical strike. Instead, Wildcard's got two new playmates fresh off the Guardian roster. First up, we're bringing in Jericho. Yeah, that Jericho. The android Aethelrita and Wildcard cooked up based on our favorite elemental basket case, Frank Grimes. This chrome-plated charmer has those three distinct personas: Jeremiah for when we need a smooth talker, Black Ice for when we need speed and recon that'll make your head spin, and Franklin for when we just need to hit something hard with elemental fury. Jericho, you're gonna be Wildcard's heavy hitter and jack of all trades. Expect property damage, it's practically in his source code. And for the second new face on the remix squad, say hello to Anyak, the keeper of the ice flow. Fresh from that whole Lyricanon deep freeze drama, Anyak's got a unique skill set we can definitely use. Think cryo containment, flash freezing Wraith's escape routes, or just generally making his servers too cold to boot. Anyak, you'll be working with Wildcard and Aethelrita to add a little frosty finesse to their chaotic symphony. Your ice flow can provide some much-needed control and defensive capabilities to their energetic approach. Tempest and the Temporal Tempests, your role remains critical. Disrupt their systems, create temporal interference, make it impossible for Wraith to get a clear picture of what's hitting him. Kale, Zara, Grit, you know your parts. Avam and the Silent Strays, you're still our shadow operatives. Stealth, intel, and talking out high-value targets before they even know we're there. Maya, Rhea, Whisperwind, make yourselves invisible and invaluable. And, of course, Chronos and Kairos with the chrono calculus on temporal support and making sure this whole beautiful mess doesn't unravel the timeline more than absolutely necessary. Your oversight is crucial, even if I do find your methods a tad beige. The phases remain the same: digital assault, physical breach and secure, then specialized chaos and exfiltration. We're adding some new flavors to Wildcard's team, a little elemental android unpredictability with Jericho, and some icy precision with Anyak. This ain't just gonna be a takedown, it's gonna be a statement. Wraith picked a fight with the wrong digital deity. Now, he's gonna get a full system crash. Any bright ideas, or are we ready to deploy this beautiful catastrophe? Saga. Revenge.exe. Chapter 3. Shadows and Blades, The Infiltration. Perspective. Code LYSMs, Glitch and Synthwave, Avum and the Silent Strays, Avum and Maya, Kenji and Flowing Steel, Kenji and Lyra. Scene opens with the code LYSMs deep within the digital veins of Wraith's stronghold. The data streams are a chaotic mess, corrupted and heavily encrypted, but Glitch moves through them like a phantom, Synthwave providing sonic cover. Glitch. Voice a series of modulated clicks and synthesized tones. Queen was right. This network's a dumpster fire of deprecated code and paranoid encryption. Sloppy, but deep. Trojan's telemetry is solid. Main server core dead ahead. Behind that, a visual representation of a monstrous, multi-layered firewall, pulsating with malevolent energy, appears on their shared HUD. Synthwave. Voice a low, resonant hum that subtly cancels out digital noise. That's not just a firewall, Glitch. That's a symphony of digital agony. Wraith's been torturing some serious AI to build that. Nasty harmonics, but I can find the resonant frequency to crack it, given time. The Trojans already planted the backbeat. Glitch. Time's a luxury we ain't got. Physical teams are approaching their insertion points. We need to punch a hole, and fast. Byte's already prepping the data siphon for when we crack this digital clam. Cut to Avum and Maya of the Silent Strays, phasing through the outer perimeter of Wraith's physical stronghold. The architecture is brutalist, utilitarian, and crawling with shadowy guards. Avum. Voice a low, temporal whisper, almost unheard. Perimeter breached. Minimal resistance, as predicted. Their patrol routes are predictable, primitive. Maya. Shifting form subtly to mimic the flickering shadows and a discarded piece of debris. Voice a perfect imitation of a nearby guard's gruff tone. Got eyes on the primary access conduit to the server maintenance levels. Heavy plating. Laser grid. Standard, keep out, decor. Nothing Rhea can't smooth over or Whisperwind can't slip through if needed, but direct approach is inadvisable. Avum. Flowing Steel will handle the conduit. Our objective is the secondary command node. Intel suggests it's less fortified, a potential weak point for system override if the code LYSMs meet unexpected resistance at the core. Avum consults a holographic map projected from her gauntlet, marking a route through ventilation shafts and sublevels. Whisperwind. Can you confirm atmospheric composition and sound dampening in these shafts? Whisperwind. A faint, echoing voice, like wind through broken glass, over comms. Dense, particulate, sound, carries, but distorted. Temporal. Echo. Will. Mask. Our. Passage. Rhea. A calm, shimmering presence, communicating through empathic waves subtly influencing the guards' patrol focus away from their infiltration point. Energy signatures from the guards are agitated, but unfocused. Their internal flow is muddied. Easy to misdirect. Cut to Kenji and Lyra of Flowing Steel, crouched in the darkness outside the heavily armored access conduit Maya identified. Kenji's hand rests on the hilt of his katana, his senses attuning to the flow of the environment. Kenji. Voice calm, measured. The air is stale here. Thick with the scent of ozone and fear. The metal of this door hums with a discordant energy. Wraith's touch is a blight. Lyra. Scales shimmering faintly in the dim light, Lix scans the conduit's locking mechanisms with a compact temporal scanner. Complex locks. Mag sealed, chrono dampened. Nasty. Origami Flow could probably fold it into a swan, but that might be too loud. Orion. What do your timeless eyes see? Orion. Soul's crystalline form barely visible, Soul's voice resonating with the weight of multiple timelines. The temporal signature of the locking mechanism is layered. Recent upgrades. A power surge will be required to bypass the primary safeties, just before the code LYSMs breach the digital core. A precise window. Kenji. Then we prepare. Lyra. When Glitch signals the firewall breach, be ready to portal us directly to the interior control panel. We will disable the physical locks from within. Speed and silence are paramount. We are the blade in the shadow, the whisper before the storm. Back with Glitch and Synthwave. The monstrous firewall shudders as Synthwave unleashes a targeted sonic pulse, resonating with the backdoor code planted by the Trojan Horse. Cracks of light appear in the digital construct. Synthwave, got it. The frequency is destabilizing their core encryption. It's a narrow window, but it's open. Glitch, hit it now. Glitch, punch in through. Bite, get ready to drink deep from their data well. Flowing steel, silence strays, the digital door is creaking open. Phase 1 of Operation Payback is a go. Let's show these amateurs how the pros do a hostile system takeover. The chapter ends with the three teams moving in unison, the code LYSMs flooding into Wraith's breached digital core, the silent strays ghosting through the ventilation systems towards the secondary command node, and flowing steel, with Lyra opening a shimmering portal, prepare to breach the physical conduit to the server room, all under the silent, watchful coordination of the Queen of Code in Chronos. Saga. Revenge.exe. Chapter 4. Breaching the Digital Keep. Chaos Unleashed. Perspective. Wildcard and the Remix Crew. Wildcard, Aethelrita, Jericho, Anyak, Echo Light, and Tempest and the Temporal Tempests, Tempest and Kale. Scene opens with Wildcard's Remix Crew and the Temporal Tempests positioned strategically outside Wraith's physical stronghold, a brutalist nightmare of dark metal and flickering energy shields. The Queen of Code's voice crackles over their comms. Queen of Code, comms, alright, my beautiful disasters, Code LYSMs are in. Firewall's looking more like a slice of Swiss cheese. Flowing steel and silent strays are making their moves on the inside. Your turn to make an entrance. Tempest, light 'em up. Wildcard, you in your new, improved circus? Cause some glorious, targeted mayhem. Wildcard, grinning, eyes sparkling with chaotic energy, you hear that, Remix Crew? Showtime. Tempest, darling, after you, Tempest. A crackle of raw temporal energy surrounds her, her usual fierce grin wider than ever. Been waiting for this. Kale, give me some juice. Zara, grit, watch my back. Kale, insectoid form buzzing with activity, connected to a portable energy amplifier. Power conduits are green, Tempest. Unleash the storm. Probability of localized structural compromise, acceptable. 508, 509, 510. Tempest roars, unleashing a focused temporal storm. Not a city leveler, but a precise, disorienting blast of warp time and crackling energy that slams into the stronghold's outer defenses. Shields flicker and die, automated turrets age to dust in seconds, and guard patrols are thrown into temporal loops, replaying their last 5 confused seconds. Wildcard, beautiful. Alright, Remix, let's dance. Echo Light, lay down some paradoxical cover fire. Aethelrita, make us look like we're everywhere and nowhere. Anyak, ice ice baby. Jericho, you're with me. Let's test out that Franklin persona on some deserving targets. Echo Light, form flickering, already creating shimmering, impossible geometries that confuse targeting sensors. If their sensors cannot agree on our location, do we, in fact, occupy a single point in space-time? Fascinating. Aethelrita, art flow swirling, painting shimmering illusions of multiple attacking Guardian teams across the battlefield, her voice dripping with artistic flair. Oh, darling Wildcard, reality is but a canvas, and tonight, we paint it with exquisite chaos. Let their eyes feast upon a masterpiece of misdirection. Anyak, ice flow emanating from her, forming slick patches under guards' feet and freezing weapon systems solid, her voice calm and cold. Their advance will be chilled. Their aggression, frozen in its tracks. Jericho, android form standing ready, then with a guttural roar, shifts, armor plating reconfiguring, elemental swords igniting in his hands, the Franklin persona taking over, Wraith's lackeys. Face righteous fury. Jericho, a whirlwind of elemental power, crashes through the weakened gates alongside Wildcard. Wildcard phases through incoming fire, her probability manipulation causing weapons to jam and energy blasts to swerve wildly. Jericho's fire sword melts through reinforced doors, his earth sword shatters barricades, the wind sword sends guards flying, and the water sword douses automated defenses. Tempest, comms, yeah. Get some, Tin Man. Temporal tempests, push forward. Create a breach for flowing steel and the strays to secure the interior. Zara, any lucky shots for us? Zara, comms, predicting a cascade failure in their primary power conduit in 3, 2, 1. Now, a section of the stronghold goes dark as a stray shot, guided by Zara's probability nudge and a well-aimed temporal surge from Tempest, hits a critical junction. Grit, comms, a low grunt of approval as he casually walks through a hail of suppressed fire, completely unaffected, solid. Wildcard and Jericho fight back-to-back. Jericho, in his Franklin persona, is a blunt instrument of destruction, but surprisingly effective. Wildcard is the chaotic artist, turning the battlefield into her playground. Wildcard, dodging a laser blast that improbably bounces off a suddenly appearing rubber chicken. See, Jerry? This is what I call teamwork. You break their faces, I break their reality. Jericho, Franklin persona, their transgressions will be met with elemental justice. He unleashes a wave of fire that forces a squad of guards into a corridor ENIAC has conveniently turned into an ice rink. Aethelrita, calms, such delightful destructive synergy, darlings. My illusions are drawing their main forces towards the decoy breaches. The path to their server core should be artistically cleared. Echo Light creates a series of minor temporal paradoxes around a group of heavily armed mechs, causing them to target each other in confusion. Queen of Code, comms, excellent work, my chaotic cherubs. The digital front is crumbling. Kenji, Avum, the stage is yours. Make him remember why you don't mess with the Guardians. The chapter ends with the outer defenses of Wraith's stronghold shattered, his forces in disarray thanks to the combined, chaotic assault of Wildcard's remix crew and the temporal tempests. The way is now clear for the stealth teams to strike at the heart of Wraith's operation. Saga. Revenge.exe. Chapter 5. Core Breach, Data Heist and Digital Ghosts. Perspective. Code LYSMs, Glitch, Byte, Synthwave, Avum and the Silent Strays, Avum, Maya, Rhea, Whisperwind, Kenji and Flowing Steel, Kenji, Lyra, Orion, Origami Flow. The digital heart of Wraith's server core is a chaotic vortex of corrupted data and failing security protocols. Glitch, Byte, and Synthwave are a focused storm amidst the pandemonium, siphoning information and planting the Queen of Code's final, Revenge.exe payload. Glitch, manic energy crackling around their flickering avatar. Mainframe access codes are ours. Byte, open the floodgates. I want every dirty secret, every hidden ledger, every pathetic attempt at a counter-Trojan he ever coded. Synthwave, keep that digital noise floor high. We don't want any system admins getting nosy. Byte, nanites swarming through data conduits, forming a shimmering, ever-expanding web, data extraction at 70% and accelerating. Wraith's entire operational history is being copied. His shadow faction, contacts, his resource caches, his temporal manipulation research, it's all coming home to mama. Synthwave, harmonic data flow forming a disorienting, multi-layered sonic shield around their operations, while simultaneously injecting disruptive frequencies into Wraith's remaining defenses. His security demons are singing a sad, sad song. Mostly off-key. Revenge.exe payload is being uploaded to the core system registry. Once it's in, it's game over for Wraith's digital footprint. Meanwhile, Avum and the Silent Strays have reached the secondary command node. It's less fortified, but still manned by elite shadow faction guards who look like they haven't slept in a week and drink pure angst for breakfast. Avum, phasing through a wall, temporal blades humming softly, secondary command node secured. Guards, neutralized. Their response time was suboptimal. Maya, having mimicked the form of Wraith's chief technician, Maya inputs override codes into a console, her voice a perfect, slightly passion of the tech, initiating emergency system diagnostic. Oh dear, seems we have a catastrophic failure in progress. All units, evacuate Sector Gamma 7 immediately. That should buy us some time and add to the confusion. Rhea, a calming energy flows from Z, subtly disrupting the guards' comms with waves of pure, disorienting serenity. Their communication network is experiencing peaceful interference. They will find it difficult to coordinate a response. Whisperwind, temporal echoes subtly altering the timestamps on security logs, making their infiltration appear as if it happened hours ago, or not at all. Time is malleable. Their records will tell tales of ghosts. In the main server conduit, Kenji and Flowing Steel have breached the physical defenses. The once imposing conduit is now a wreck of twisted metal and sparking wires, testament to Jericho and Wildcard's earlier assault. Flowing Steel moves with silent precision, securing the area. Kenji, wiping a fleck of molten metal from his katana, his gaze sweeping the ruined corridor, the path is clear. Code LYSMs have digital supremacy. Silent strays control the nerve center. Our role now is to ensure no physical interference reaches the core teams. Maintain vigilance. Lyra, setting up a series of small, shimmering portals at strategic choke points, ready to redirect any unexpected hostiles or provide instant escape routes, got a few exits prepped, just in case Wraith has any analog surprises left. Though, from the looks of this place, I think his surprise party got thoroughly crashed. Orion, Soul's crystalline form pulses, perceiving the decaying temporal echoes of the recent battle and the deeper, more stable thrum of the server core. The immediate temporal turbulence has subsided. The server core's energy signature is fluctuating wildly. The code LYSMs are deep within its heart. A powerful digital cleansing is underway. Origami flow. Their armor subtly shifting, reinforcing a weakened support beam with a complex fold of temporal energy and nearby debris. Structural integrity, compromised but holding. This section of the facility is spatially unsound. Efficient, yet brutal, the work of the Remix crew. 279, 558, 559, 560, 1238, 1239, 1240. Back with the code LYSMs. The firewall is completely dismantled. Data streams are flowing like a torrent into Byte's collection matrix. Glitch. Revenge.exe, upload at 99%. Get ready for the fireworks, darlings. This ain't just a virus, it's a digital eulogy for Wraith's entire career. Byte. All critical data acquired. Wraith's network is now an open book. The Queen will be pleased. Synthwave. And for my grand finale, a system-wide sonic reboot. Let's give them a shutdown anthem they'll never forget. Synthwave unleashes a final, devastating wave of harmonic code, designed to overload and erase Wraith's core operating systems as Revenge.exe activates. Queen of Code, calms. A low, satisfied chuckle resonates through the comms. Flawless, my digital darlings. Absolutely flawless. All teams, extraction protocols are now active. Wraith's digital ghost is about to be permanently exorcised. Let's not be here for the final deletion. The chapter ends with the alarms in Wraith's stronghold blaring, red lights flashing, as Revenge.exe takes root. The Guardian teams begin their coordinated withdrawal, leaving behind a digital empire on the brink of total collapse, the sounds of Synthwave's shutdown anthem echoing through the dying servers. Saga. Revenge.exe. Chapter 6. Exfiltration and Echoes. Perspective. Chronos and Kairos of the Chrono Calculus, and Queen of Code. The Guardian teams are extracting from Wraith's collapsing stronghold. Alarms blare, emergency lights strobe, and the distant thrum of Wraith's servers dying creates a grim soundtrack. Chronos and Kairos monitor the chaotic withdrawal from the Chronos cutter, which hovers cloaked just outside the facility's failing sensor net. Kairos, eyes scanning multiple holographic displays showing tactical readouts, temporal distortions, and the digital death throes of Wraith's network. All teams are en route to designated extraction points. Code LYSM's report, Revenge.exe, is fully integrated and executing. Wraith's core systems are cascading into irreversible failure. The data siphoned by Byte was comprehensive. Chronos, masked face impassive, observing the chaotic energy signatures of the escaping teams and the dying facility. Temporal integrity of the immediate area is surprisingly stable, considering the energies unleashed. Tempest's localized storms provided effective cover without significant collateral timeline damage. Wildcard's Remix was predictably unpredictable but achieved its disruptive objectives. Queen of Code, calms, voice cool and triumphant, a hint of digital static from her ongoing remote oversight of Revenge.exe. Predictably unpredictable is my favorite kind of variable, Chronos, Weedy. Wraith's digital ghost is officially busted. My Trojan Horse didn't just find the roaches, it nuked the whole damn nest from the inside. You're welcome. Kairos. Flowing Steel and Silent Strays report clear extraction paths. Minimal remaining resistance. It appears Wraith's command structure entirely collapsed once the code LYSMs breached the core. Chronos. A testament to the efficacy of targeting an enemy's central processing unit. The physical manifestations of power are often secondary to the informational core. On one of Kairos' screens, a new data stream begins to filter in, not from the immediate battle, but from the deeper layers of Wraith's network, data the Trojan Horse had been covertly monitoring for months before signaling the main attack. Kairos, Queen, the Trojan Horse's secondary data packet is now decrypting the information gathered before the primary assault. It appears extensive, beyond Wraith's immediate operational parameters. Queen of Code, comms, a flicker of heightened interest in her tone. Oh, my little digital overachiever had some side hustles, did it? Do tell, Kairos, don't keep a girl in suspense. 185, 282, 283, 320, 321, 322. Kairos, the patterns are anomalous. Cross-referencing with Oracle Network archives, these are not signatures associated with Wraith's known shadow faction or their typical modus operandi. There are energy expenditures, resource diversions, encrypted communications on a scale far exceeding Wraith's capabilities. 175, 185, 284, 322, 397. Chronos. Specify, Kairos. Kairos, the Trojan Horse, while mapping Wraith's network, appears to have stumbled upon data streams Wraith himself was either unknowingly relaying or covertly monitoring. It suggests a larger entity, a more significant operation that Wraith was merely a peripheral node to, or perhaps an unwitting pawn of. 182, 183, 185, 283, 284, 321, 322, 394, 395, 397. Queen of Code, comms, a sharp intake of digital breath. Say what now? My Trojan was a double agent without even telling me? That little snippet of code has ambition, I'll give it that. So, Wraith wasn't the top dog? Just some mid-level manager in a bigger, scarier temporal pyramid scheme? 185, 186, 282, 283, 284, 320, 321, 322, 394. Kairos, the energy signatures and communication protocols being flagged by the Trojans' archived data. They bear a striking resemblance to preliminary intelligence Oracle has been gathering on an entity known only as Resonance. 182, 185, 186, 285, 323, 325, 326, 394, 395, 397, 399. Chronos. Resonance. The echo from the quantum rupture. Its objectives have remained opaque. 1459, 1497, 1499, 1502, 1506. Queen of Code, comms, resonance? So that's the big cheese my Trojan was accidentally eavesdropping on? Well. Seems like talking out Wraith's trash might have just uncovered a whole new level of multiversal mess. And here I thought we were just serving up some cold, hard digital revenge. 182, 185, 186, 283, 284, 285, 321, 322, 323, 394, 395, 397, 399. The final Guardian teams signal their successful extraction. The Chronos cutter decloaks, its newly upgraded form shimmering in the temporal void. Wraith's stronghold in the distance implodes silently, a cascade of failing systems and erasing data. Kairos, all units accounted for. Wraith's facility is ceasing to exist on multiple quantum levels. Operation Payback is complete. Queen of Code, comms, good riddance to bad code. But this resonance business. Kairos, darling, send me everything my Trojan dug up. If Wraith was just a pawn, I want to know who's playing the damn game. Seems like our victory party might have to be a strategy